It's always been Darius, hasn't it? Just as it's been Marvin
Why did
Harrison
we even
Jr.
have draft season? Why did we speculate about everything? The two players that we've been talking about since mid-February, they're officially members of the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah. This is the big board thus far, or correct me if I'm wrong, this is the draft so far with Darius Robinson going 27th overall. Here's what I'll say about the Arizona Cardinals. They are inclined, dedicated, and committed to getting more physical and bigger. These are big men, 6'5". Monty Ossenfort gets Marvin Harrison Jr., 6'3.5", 6'4". Darius Robinson immediately becomes the most talented, respectfully, defensive lineman that they have. He can play the edge. He can play the inside. He's an intermediate chess piece, interchangeable chess piece for head coach Jonathan Gannon. And then I think, again, you think Missouri, it's like, what kind of program do they have? They were ass kickers this year. Missouri just had one of their best years to date. He had over 8 sacks last year. He's somebody that has immense power and physicality. Darius Robinson is the kind of player you want at the tail end of the first round. We mentioned it with Michael Wilson. Incredibly high floor. Will he make a bunch of Pro Bowls? I hope so. Yeah. But he's somebody that's going to get a second contract. He's somebody that's going to be active and alive on game day. He's going to help you win games. The Cardinals for too long. Robert Kimdichie, ring a bell. It's boom or bust. That's not Darius Robinson. This is a culture guy. I just got a text from somebody. Darius Robinson, talk about character, just started a nonprofit organization. The immense character, Michael Wilson attested to it. You have to have that to play for Jonathan Gannon and Monty Ossenfort.
Absolutely. Look, 8.5 sacks last year, 14 tackles for a loss. As we mentioned, the size, 6'5", 285. You think about JG's Philadelphia Eagles defense. Who's he going to play? Is he going to play the role of Josh Sweat, B.J. Ojulari? He's going to play the role of Hassan Reddick?
Yeah.
Starting to fit somebody. I know Jonathan Gannon doesn't want to comp anybody, but Darius Robinson, when you look at the main ways that they describe his name, it's versatile and violent.
Yeah.
Well, who does that fit to a T? Whose defense, whose culture does that fit?
Jonathan Gannon's in Philadelphia. And again, like 6'5", 290, he could put on 5 pounds. He could lose 5 pounds. He's going to play defensive tackle a little bit for this team. I don't think he's going to be an exclusive edge rusher. I think there's still a chance maybe the Cardinals add another edge rusher tomorrow. Yeah. I think he's just
like a true edge.
Yeah. Darius Robinson, defensive lineman. Yep. Hey, I'm going to play defensive lineman. When you have your best 3 to 4 defensive linemen on the field, he's a part of that group. He's an effort player that is somebody that's, at the end of the day, you're going to want on your roster as a trench player.
Versatile, violent, nonstop motor. He's going to play in a rotation. And you think about the different rotation that they can already put in place. You add Darius Robinson to Justin Jones.
Excellent.
Bilal Nichols.
Excellent.
Dante Stills. And then you got some big beef up front, in Carice Tonga that they got on a free agent deal from Minnesota. I mean, things are looking a lot better in that defensive front seven just after one day of the draft for the Arizona Cardinals.
You're cooking now. Let's be real, and I'm not trying to throw disrespect to the guys last year. It was the most underserved, least talented group of defensive linemen collectively in the NFL. Like Dante Stills was their best, and he was a 6th-rounder. They have gone out. They've added 2 spot starters in free agency, 2 guys who could start every game for you. You'd be okay. And now they've added an ace, an alpha, a number 1. They needed a number 1. This has been the Arizona Cardinals' white whale, so to speak, since the aforementioned Calais Campbell has left. They have not been able to find an impact defensive tackle, defensive end. When you think about Darnell Dockett's of the world, Antonio Smith, Calais Campbell, they've gone on a cold spell. They've missed on a bunch of guys. They signed J.J. Watt. They got about a year and a half worth of production, but the shelf life was there. Darius Robinson, again, in his early 20s, you would hope that he's got a long, healthy career with the Arizona Cardinals. Absolutely.
Yeah. Britton, you saw the pick. The Arizona Cardinals get a big, beefy defensive lineman, but versatile, right? He can bump out. He can play a little edge. I mean, we talked about it so many times on Football Sundays that position group was not up to snuff, and now they add 2 guys through free agency as far as versatile defensive linemen, and then they add another one here in the draft.